Hello and welcome to the Convergence Summit South. At this year's show, with the addition of a new mobility arena, we've added a new dimension to the exhibition, which is proving extremely popular.
The emergence of new mobile services and integrating mobile with broadband and voice bundled services. The more customers buy from one end, they always will stay with them longer. That's a very clear point. Now bringing mobility offers a brand new revenue stream for a lot of people. However, it brings with it a whole level of inventory and billing complications, which you need experience on, otherwise you will get caught out.
Well, I think we're seeing a clash within the sector between two camps that have traditionally been separate. The mobile industry is very protectionist, and so there are very few mobile service providers, independent ones, left anymore. The networks want to do it all themselves, and so the mobile solution providers tend to be equipment based, and they've had a tough time with VAT fraud and so on in the last few years. Whereas the traditional voice reseller and PBX reseller has come from a more open background where the standards are open and you can use any network, and the cooperation between networks has always been very good. And so we're finding the two clashing in the middle, where customers are insisting that they don't want to be billed for their mobile landlines separately, and they want the interaction between the devices that they probably already own, but they can't get to work because the underlying companies providing it don't work together.
With our mobility solutions that we're providing, we are offering it to our existing channel base who have come from the fixed side. And we have a slightly different proposition with the mobile service, because what we're doing, instead of the big network operators who are providing sort of one-off commissions and working on that business model, we're able to offer the same kind of business model that we offer with our fixed line telephony, so that our resellers can in control of the customer, they're in control of price, they're in control of profit. And they come to the one system that we offer, the one portal provisioning system that we have, that works in the same way as the fixed line telephony. So we're making it easy for our resale partners to get into mobility, and in fact for them to offer to their customers things like one bill, so that if for fixed and for mobile, they can go to their customers and have the one bill for that. So I think, yes, what we're doing is enabling our partners to become converged in that sense.
I think the opportunity for the channel is in integration and management of those assets. And so very few companies use Wi-Fi to make calls, so they're not getting the best use out of their Wi-Fi network. 30% of mobile calls originate inside the office or the home. Those calls are sometimes 10 times more expensive than they could be paying a normal pence per minute rate on standard phone calls, or CPS, that's even lower, on VoIP, that's even lower again. And so there's opportunities really to cut people's spend and improve their experience as well. The technology's there, but the applications and the support and the service needs to be available to customers that aren't necessarily very technically aware, for them to get full value out of that kind of technology.
I think in terms of general trends, there's an increasing amount of understanding about how mobile can work with your office communications as a converged type solution. I think it's very specific to vertical markets. I mean, in some markets we find that people have a good level of understanding. and they do regard the mobile phone as something that is essential to their business communications and not just a device they use when they're out of the office. And in other vertical markets, they're still lagging behind in terms of understanding of technology, the more quasi-public sector markets, for example. And they're still developing that learning and understanding of how they can use mobile communications. What we are finding is, although the market's mature in many respects, the big players tend to want to focus on large enterprise and corporate business. So there is actually still a massive opportunity in the SME space, for companies like Uniwell to actually go out and work with channel partners to actually sell mobile solutions too. And that's where the real opportunity lies for us, because the major networks aren't necessarily as interested in SMEs in the way that we are.
In the current economic climate, the ROI on VoIP applications is very clear. The payback times can be remarkably small and short, and that's another very good reason for people to enter this market space.
Well, that's it from the show. Thank you for listening, thank you for attending, and thank you for once again supporting the Convergence Summit South.